Hello. How is everyone? Norm gets to be on. I'm guessing you didn't go chopping wood today? A little wet, huh? Sorry, I gotta mix up my drink. Started to separate. Sounds kind of gross. It's not. It's just what happens. Oh, I did make a mess though. Hey, Ash. Whoopsie daisy. Uh oh. No? We had a little bit of rain this morning. I got my windows open. How's Donnie? He's trying to sleep on the couch, which I'm probably not helping right now, but church chat, the show must go on. So actually though, here's the thing with Donnie. Oh look, I got it down my sweatshirt. Good Lord. I'm telling you, Tuesday is like, look, it's all down my hoodie. Tuesday. It started rough, to be honest. But considerably better than any other time he's dealt with this. So after the last time, I have made homemade custard before. I've made like creme brulee. But the last time he had cellulitis, our doctor sent him to an infectious disease specialist because of how many times Donnie had it in that year. And so because the last time he had it was the third time in a year. And legitimately, if we look back at the calendar over a year and a half, it has been every 6 months. I mean, this month, last year, we dealt with this, and I don't remember what day it was, but I'm thinking it was a couple days ago, because I did see the memory in Time Hop pop up. I had a picture of the ambulance sitting in front of the house a couple days ago, because I remember him being in the hospital on our anniversary, and our anniversary is tomorrow. So, yeah. So a year ago this month, and then, yeah, it's like, well, little over 6 months back in the fall. It was like towards the middle of September, I guess. And that was the third time. So our doctor sent him to an infectious disease specialist, and and that guy just, look, some people are just more susceptible to it. And so what he did was gave Donnie a very, very, very strong, a very, very, very strong prescription for an antibiotic, or a prescription for a very, very strong antibiotic that basically he carries like a container on his key ring. And in that container are always 3 or 4 of the pills, so that if he ever feels like it may be coming on, he can take one to try to get ahead of it. Because every other time he's had it, we've called the doctor, we've gone to the ER, and he sits and waits. And so it's hours before antibiotics are started. And so maybe that's part of why it hits so bad, but it just comes on him really, really fast. And so, like even this morning, he left and went to work fine. And he said at about 7:00, he was absolutely fine. About 20 after 7:30, he was starting to feel, he gets a pain in his upper leg, like an achy, crampy feeling kind of thing, I guess. And he started getting that this morning. So he went up to his locker and got one of his pills and took it around 7:45. And by 8:00, he could hardly put weight on his leg. And so they sent him home from work. At 9:00, we called the doctor just to say, this is what's going on. We really want to avoid a hospital stay. So is there any thing further than this antibiotic that we can do to try to prevent a hospital stay. And so he took that. And then he was shivering so bad, you guys, like he had 3 blankets on top of him. So definitely had a fever. I gave him some Tylenol, and he finally, it was probably took about a half an hour, but he kind of settled a little bit. And it does seem that part of it's gone, because I had the windows open when he came home. I had the front door open because I stayed home with Colby this morning. He had a bad headache. And so we just let him do remote learning today. But I had to close the windows. I had to close the door because he was so cold. Donnie was. And now I have windows open, and he is barely covered. He's not even covered up at all. So I think that's good. So I will say this. I will give credit where credit is due, that I believe medicine is a godsend for the most part. And so, sure, I think that definitely having the strong antibiotic on hand helped. But I sent that prayer request out to the district pastors, to our church family. There's a group I'm in on Facebook of lead pastors in the Assemblies of God around the country. I posted it there. And then there's another kind of fellowship group that I'm involved in. And I posted it there. So, like thousands of people praying, I think is huge. Right. And so I'm going to also believe that God is faithful. So he's able to, he can't put a ton of weight on it, but he's able to get up and move, like from the couch to this chair, which is not a far distance. If you know my house, it's small, but he's been able to do that on his own. And the redness and the inflammation is still in the areas that it typically like flares up in, but not to the degree that it typically is. So very grateful. He went ahead and told his boss that he probably won't be into work the rest of this week, which today was his first day in, and he was only there for a couple hours, but that he probably needs to stay home this week. And I think they agree. But if this is it, we might have, I said we needed a miracle, and I think we're getting one. So I'm going to believe that in the name of Jesus. So that's on that. We asked the doctors last time he got it, because it's on his leg that was injured from the motorcycle accident, that's where it always comes. And so we asked if that had anything to do with it, and they said not necessarily. We all have staph on our skin, and cellulitis is an infection of the, basically that, like it's a skin infection that goes into the tissue. And so, but we don't know. And you've got the fireplace on. Well, it has gotten a little chillier, and, but the thermostat in our house, and we don't have like anything on, is reading 74 in our house. And I've got windows open in the living room here. I don't know. I don't think the boys have windows open in their room, but I've got these living room windows open. So, but anyway, that's what we have going on. By the way, I think can you see the cellulite on his legs? Well, no, not really. Nope. But because I mentioned Colby stayed home with a headache, let me just tell you, he did not eat well yesterday. Like, he hardly ate at all. I found out today. I knew he didn't eat much dinner. He's so picky, and he didn't like what I made last night and everything. And because he is so picky, I know everybody has their own thoughts and their own ways to, handle this, but, he's been this way from day one. So it's not like he just is a punk kid who refuses to eat what we have. There's a whole lot. So, we typically know what he will and will not eat, although I was shocked last night that he didn't like what I made. So we offer him something else. I won't make a whole other meal for him, offer him, like I'll make him a cheese sandwich or something like that. Anyway, bottom line is, I just think he woke up this morning with a headache and a stomach ache because he did not eat well yesterday. So he stayed home. I did get him to eat a couple of crackers, an applesauce, and a cheese stick. I gave him a little Tylenol. And by the time that was all, like, I had him do that throughout the morning when he had a break in his meats. We would do something like that. And then I gave him the Tylenol. So by the time, well, his meats were over, but I would around noon, I would say by 1 o'clock, his headache was gone and he ate a good lunch and he's feeling a lot better. So I think that's what it was. So, Malia, okay. Her second round of chemo Friday, her second round of chemo or her second treatment, right? Not that it really matters either way. She's having chemo. Okay, Stacy. Got chilled standing in. Oh, well, yeah, Norm. That would be awful. Goldie's fine. Like I said, that was his own fault because he didn't eat good yesterday. He didn't eat right. So, but all better this afternoon for him. And we'll just get Donnie going. The doctor did call right as we were getting ready to start this and called him in another prescription. So I'll have to go pick that up in a little while. So, but I have not got a lot done today. So enough about me. Let's see. I remembered that's what she was dealing with, Marlene, but it's her second treatment. Okay. Okay. I did make my drink today. I saw this on Pinterest. So I like the sparkling ice waters. And so it is a candy bars might help Donnie. We got him a white chocolate Reese's peanut butter egg earlier. So he says Twinkies will help. Oh, stage 3, Marlene. Oh my goodness. So you guys pray for Malia. Remember that if you think about it, pray for Malia. It's a bottle of raspberry, the sparkling black raspberry, sparkling ice black raspberry. You could probably do any flavor. That's just my favorite. So I put ice, a lot of ice in here. And then I pour my sparkling ice over. And he said, told you. And then I add 2 to 3 tablespoons of heavy whipping cream. So it's only like 1 net carb, which is not bad. And it's kind of like a cross between the Starbucks pink drink and a refresher from Starbucks. I think it would be really good with like fresh black raspberries, maybe some strawberries mixed in. Yeah. So, but that's why I like the whipping, the heavy cream and the sparkling ice separate. So I'm constantly like stirring it up. But it is, Stacy, it's really yummy. It's very, I mean, I like the sparkling ices anyway. They're very refreshing, but this just kind of adds like I don't know how to describe it, but if you like the pink drink from Starbucks, if you like the refreshers from Starbucks, you will probably like this. I don't follow her, but I've seen a lot of her stuff. This one, I was just scrolling through TikTok, or through TikTok. Duh. I was scrolling through Pinterest looking for, I don't remember what I was looking for. And that just happened to be one of the suggestions. And so I was like, what is that? That's what that was. So anyway, but yeah, so I guess if I go back to Walgreens to get his prescription, I should go in to get it and I should get him a Twinkie, huh, Norm? So anyway. Let's talk about what we're reading in the Bible. What are you reading? is anybody reading like, or preparing or planning on doing like the, my brain, is anyone planning or currently doing like an Easter reading plan or planning on start a Holy Week study? Yes. Water with raspberry lemonade drops. Raspberry lemonade drops. What? What? I don't think I know what raspberry lemonade drops are, but that sounds wonderful. Is it like those like Mio drop things? Is it, I mean, maybe not that brand, but is it like that? Yeah. So, what did I read this morning? Well, I read the last 2 chapters of Luke. Yes. Okay. The last 2 chapters of Luke and the first chapter of John today. Very cool. Nice. I like that. That's what I did the other day. Well, not my Bible reading, but Sunday afternoon, preparing, going back over my sermon for Sunday night. I went out in my ham laid out there and went over it. Did you just say you stalk him? Yeah, there's a couple in Right Now Media that I want to look at. There's a couple there. I don't know if you guys remember last year I did one in Right Now Media. I don't know if anybody else did it. And it was Kathy Lee Gifford and Rabbi Jason, can't remember his last name, basically going through the Holy Land. And it was really cool. It was a really good one. But we're doing the one. There you go. We're doing one in the Bible app for those of us in the church who use the Bible app and I'm friends with. Anyway, we're doing one called He is Risen, and it's from the Worship Initiative. I've really enjoyed this one. We only have, tomorrow's the last day, and I do plan on encouraging you. I don't know if you guys want to do another one all together for next week, or if you just like maybe want to find something in the Bible app or on Right Now Media or whatever you want to do. But I've really enjoyed this one. I like it because I like music. So even though it doesn't have like the song linked in the daily one, I like how it takes the scriptures and the themes and messages of songs about the death and resurrection of Jesus and like expounds. I really like that. So I'm really enjoying this one, the He is Risen one. And the song today is actually one of my current, or in the last, because it was new a little over a year ago, from Hillsong. It's one of my favorites, The Passion. And so I really did like that one. But I read that. And then I already said what I read in the Gospels. And then in the Old Testament, I'm in Joshua. So I read Joshua 5 and 6. And then the Lent reading that I'm doing, and like we've talked about this almost every week. Ashley and Pastor Cy are doing this too. But today's was Mark chapter 8 and the first verse of chapter 9. And then the supplement verse or readings was in 2 Samuel. And it's the I don't know. It was really good, but there was also one in Daniel. Like, okay, so Mark 8 is Jesus feeding the 4,000. So the second time he feeds the large crowd. And then the healing of the blind man is in that passage, and that is also where Jesus asks the disciples, "Who do you say that I am?" And they answer him, "Well, some say this, some say this," and he says, "But who do you say that I am?" And Peter answered him, "You are the Messiah." It was just pretty cool. Oh, and when Peter questions Jesus and Jesus says, "Get behind me, Satan." Sorry. I know there was a whole serious thing there, but that just makes me chuckle. Like, bro, get behind me. You don't know what you're talking about. But one of the other supplement verses is Daniel chapter 7, 13 through 14. And I'm going to read it because, man, it just made me excited this morning. Now, remember, Daniel is a book of prophecy. So there's some messianic prophecies, but there's also eschatological, so like end time prophecies in there. But here's what it says in Daniel chapter 7, verse 13. I continued watching in the night visions, and suddenly one like a son of man was coming with the clouds of heaven. He approached the Ancient of Days and was escorted before him. He was given dominion and glory and a kingdom so that those of every people, nation, and language should serve him. His dominion is an everlasting dominion that will not pass away, and his kingdom is one that will not be destroyed. And I think that that's so exciting, especially coming off of, like I said, I had read right before that 2 Samuel, where in 2 Samuel chapter 7, verse 15 says, "But my faithful love will never leave him as it did when I removed it from Saul, whom I removed from before you. Your house and kingdom will endure before me forever, and your throne will be established forever." So stinking cool how just you see the common thread of Jesus woven throughout the scriptures. It's just really, really cool. So that's what I read today. What else? What else did you guys read? Wow. Wow, Malia. I mean, isn't that kind of true? Isn't that kind of what it should do for us? Is like, I mean, I said that on Sunday night when I preached at our combined service. I shared something about that. Let me just go back to my notes. This is from my sermon notes Sunday night. Just look at all Jesus endured: hostility, hatred, false accusations. He was ridiculed, abused, despised, rejected, mocked. And this was the thing. You may feel like the world is coming down on you, and I am not here to diminish or to invalidate what you're going through in no way, shape, or form. Okay? I'm not doing that. But if we keep things in perspective, right? Jesus endured all of those things and was in such agony as he prayed that his sweat was literally filled with blood. He prayed and was in such intense agony that the blood vessels in his body were rupturing and he was sweating blood. Have you ever done that in your stress? I mean, I would venture to say that most of us have not. It's not an impossibility, not at all an impossibility. But how many of us have actually done that? And so I like that, Marlene, that actually really encourages me and also just gives me hope that Malia is a fighter. I mean, if Jesus endured the cross, then we can deal with what we have to, because we're not doing it alone, right? We have him with us. He's walking beside us. He goes before us. That's what Pastor Travis preached on Sunday morning. He goes before us. He knows what lies ahead. Even in the pit, right? Even in the pit, he's with us. So also, how many of you have paid attention to, now, if you're on YouTube, but you don't really do social media, you may not see it as much unless you have like pictures on your phone that you've saved for the last year. But how many of you have noticed and had like the weird kind of bittersweet but interesting, and I don't know what else to say about it, the memories that are popping up from this time last year? I mean, at this point last year, we were only a week and a half into the lockdowns. I mean, we weren't like, yeah, I don't know. I had a table set up right here with puzzles going. We had, I don't know. It's just been kind of interesting looking back. Like this past year was simultaneously the longest year of all years, and it went by super fast. I don't know how it does that, but that's how I feel. I feel like this last year was crazy long, and I can't believe it's already been a year. Like simultaneously, both emotions of it. I don't think she wants to go out, Noah.
Noah, come here. Noah, come here.
Finn, my dog, is stuck because I rearranged a few things.
I think he does want to go out.
What else you guys want to talk about? What else? I know. I told Pastor Si and Ashley I was thinking about this. Noah, bring me the new game we got. We got a new game last week. Now, I just have to tell you, we enjoy a few games, but we're not big game playing people in our house. But I was walking through Target the other day and saw this game, and it made me chuckle. So I bought it. And I think we had a good time playing the other night, except Donnie, because Donnie hates it because Donnie wasn't that good at it.
Anyway, I hated it.
Whatever. So here's the game. The game is called, oh, I didn't flip that around. Hang on. So the game is called Incoherent. You guys played this one? Well, this is the family edition. I think that needs to be specified because there is like an edition that is probably a little inappropriate and a little naughty. I did not get that one. See, I got, oops, wrong way. I got family. So here's what the game is. You have a deck of cards, and on one side of the cards are like, how would I describe this? It's like words.
That make absolutely no sense.
It's a combination. Here's what it says. It's a combination. It's gibberish is what it is, but it's a combination of words on the front of the card that when you say them out loud sound like the phrase that's written on the back. So
No, it doesn't.
I won both rounds we played. I creamed my family. Creamed. Okay. So here's what I thought. I thought it would be fun to take a couple of these and show you guys. And then you guys comment with what you think the phrase is. Don't get hung up on how the words that you're looking at are spelled or what the words are. Read the words out loud, like like you were talking. So you might read it a little slow and then say it out loud and like try to say it in a normal intonation and in a normal speed and see if you can figure it out. Okay. Like this one, Ty got like, I think Donnie held up the card and held it up for like less than 4 seconds and Ty had it. Okay. Which is going to be weird because there's the whole delay thing. But I think this is really funny. So, oh, see, and it's backwards for YouTube. So it's Hill, Erie, Cullant, 10. Hill, Erie, Cullant, 10. Normally the person who's holding it wouldn't read it out loud, but because it's backwards on YouTube, I am. Hill, Erie, Cullant, 10.
I know it.
It's because you played it the other night. And it comes with 5 decks. We've only opened 2. So there's like, we have 5 or 3 decks still unwrapped. So fun. Do you know what it is? Yeah, Ashley got it. Hillary Clinton. Stacy got it. Hillary Clinton. Isn't that funny? Let's see. Yeah, Donnie hates it. Gist Ton Dimmer Lake. Gist Ton Dimmer Lake. And then it also has hints on the backside so that like, because you get a timer, you have like sorry, I don't hold it up. You have a timer. So you basically have the person who's a judge hold it up and you flip the timer over and you have 1 minute and, kind of whatever. See how many, when the person answers it right, they get the card at the end of that round. Then you count how many cards. That's how we did it. I know there's different ways to do it. That's how we did it. The trees wake up. Yep. Justin Timberlake. Justin Timberlake. Yeah. Ashley and Norm. Stacy got part of it. Okay. This one's a little bit harder. This will be the last one, unless you guys think this is fun and you want to keep doing it. This will be the last one. I'm not going to read this one out loud and see if you guys can get it. I feel bad because it's backwards so I'm going to read it. Go Wink Fire Hill. I mean, go because it's spelled like the go in Van Gogh. Go Wink Fire Hill. It's a fun game. And it was only $20. Sometimes games are super expensive, but $20 and you get 5 decks of cards. I don't know how many cards that is total. Let me look and see if it says. I'm also looking to see if anybody comments. Oh, Pappy's here. You can come in. Well, no, you might not be able to. The storm door might be locked. Hey, Colby. Is it open?
Yeah.
Do you know what this? It's not gone. Uh-oh. Somebody got Twinkies.
Thank you. The whole box.
What?
And I ain't
500 cards.
I ain't sharing them.
Well, that's fine. That's a nasty. I don't like Twinkies. Okay. You give up? Going viral. Going Fire Hill. Going Fire Hill. Going viral. Anyway.
I've got a headache just listening to you.
The boys and I had a lot of fun. Well, I mean, Colby got a couple that blew us away super quick the other night, but we had fun. And then when we were done playing this one, we played Uno. We didn't play Yahtzee that night, did we? We played Uno. Going viral. Going Fire Hill. I think one of the boys got that one. Ty did. So like, here's on the box. Talk out oozed hay. Like that's the example that's on the box. Norm says, Mom says that's a stretch. Norm says big stretch. Talk out Tuesday. Do you know? It's Taco Tuesday. Talk out Tuesday. I think it's fun. Yeah, Stacy. Anyway, it was a fun game we played. Oh, Sassy Pants once in the house. Taco Tuesday. Anybody having tacos tonight? We are. I was gonna do tortilla soup,
I'm not.
but that didn't happen. So I'm just gonna do tacos.
Daisy wants in.
Because sometimes I like to do a twist on Taco Tuesday, not have exactly tacos, but have something like it, taco themed kind of
Taco
thing.
soup.
That's what I'm saying. And yep, Norm and Twinkies. Well, not me, Donnie. He'll have probably soup and Twinkies because he does have, y'all. I had to go to the store. Do you know what I had to get him? Campbell's. Couldn't be anything else. Campbell's. Colby even said, well, Mom, they have it in this one, but it wasn't Campbell's, so I couldn't get it. Campbell's alphabet vegetable soup. Yuck. Ashley, I've been there before. Like you need to go to the store, so you don't really have like a menu planned yet. So it's like, well, we'll go to the store and see what's on sale. And that depends on, what we buy is what I'll come home and make. Sai wanted tacos last night. We were all out of the protein freezer food.
No.
I don't. I did. So we're kind of like mixing it up a little bit because I like to do, like you cut up, like cube up chicken breasts and do it in a pan with either a little bit of butter or a little bit of olive oil, however you like to do it. And you pour over a packet of like ranch powder, ranch seasoning, and you bake it like you cook it like that. And then you can serve it. You can put it in the fridge and have it for salads. You can have it for wraps and sandwiches. You can have it for whatever. Eat it by itself, but I am super about lists. I try not to go to the store without one. And yes, 100% agree with you about how meat looks. But we don't do much like ground beef. If we do anything, I would say 90% ground turkey. But it was, so they used to have Fiesta Ranch packets, and I haven't seen those in a long, long time. And I'm not the only one. My sister-in-law always makes a dip with that, and she hasn't found it either. But they had a spicy ranch. So it wasn't quite the same as Fiesta, but it did have a kick. So I did that last night. So I cut up. If you get your chicken from Chunko's, or your boneless, skinless chicken breast from Chunko's, they are ginormous. And I mean, like, they're ginormous. So normally 2 chicken breasts, I will fillet them, and that'll feed all of us because they're so big. So the last time I bought chicken breasts, I asked the guy there. Well, I told the guy how many I wanted, and he was like, they're big. And I said, yeah, I know. And I said, but I cut them in half, like I fillet them before I cook them. He's like, well, I can do that for you. You want me to do that for you? I was like, yeah. So he did that for me and then wrapped them the way I wanted them. So I did basically the equivalent of 3 chicken breasts last night like that. So that I knew he would have something to eat on today and tomorrow. Like if somebody wanted it for lunch or a snack, they could have a decent snack or lunch. And then I did the spicy packet on it, and we ate them on, well, Ty didn't. He just ate his plain with a little bit of ranch dressing poured over it. The rest of us ate ours on a spinach wrap with a piece of romaine, like a romaine leaf on it, and then wrapped up, like rolled up. That was super yummy. It's what I had for lunch again today too. Butterflied, is that what it's called? I don't know. I mean, I know you fillet fish. I'm just like saying, like I just basically cut it in half, like tip to tip, making it thinner. Your mom was like that with Lipton tea, but it had to be loose tea, no tea bags. For what, Mom? What did I miss? What did I say? What did I miss? I'm not understanding. Oh, that it had to be that brand or that style. Yes. I get you. Yeah, that's Donnie. Certain things have to be a certain brand or we don't eat it. I have gotten him to change a few things, but like only Jif peanut butter, no other kind of peanut butter. I have bought Skippy for peanut butter cookies before, or Peter Pan, and he's okay with that because of how it's in, but only like for just regular eating, only Jif. Welch's grape jelly. Well, this is me. He would do whatever kind of ketchup. Heinz ketchup is the only kind of ketchup. I don't know. Oh, and no off-brand Cheez-Its. They're not the same. That might be it. We kind of are not super stuck on the brands on everything else, but yes. But Ashley, I'm with you when it comes to meat. I really look at it. I really look at it. I get you. Especially chicken and red meat. Like I'm like, especially those two. Okay. Whales are though not Cheez-Its. Those are just a completely different thing. Like I don't do cheese nips. That's like a knockoff of Cheez-Its. I don't mind whales. Does Donnie say ketchup or ketchup? Ketchup.
Who says ketchup?
Did you hear Colby? Who says ketchup? No, ketchup.
I do say Wonder and Creek.
I was going to say, you don't say creek, you say crick.
Oh,
Well, but in our area of the country, people say things all different ways. Oh, really, Marlene? Now that's interesting. I do know that around here, well, I don't know if I should say that. I think when I was told not to say anything. I'm just going to be quiet then. Yes, exactly, Norm. Exactly. What highway do you drive down? Farty far. Do you know? Okay. So there were 3 actresses on the TV show The Office who are from the St. Louis area, the Missouri side, but from the St. Louis area. Crayons. I know a lot of people say crowns. I don't understand that. Crayons. Crayola crayons. They're the only crayons to get. They're the best. Speaking as not just a parent, but as a teacher, I'm like, I taught preschool. Crayola crayons are the best crayons, hands down. I know this was your major. Crayons? Oh, Lord. Crayons? Those are berries. Crayons are berries. What else? Melba, for sure. What about Missouri? Okay, so there were 3 actresses on The Office who are from Missouri. Thank you, Marlene. The lady that played Phyllis, whose actual name I think is Phyllis. Jenna Fisher, who played Pam. And nope. And oh shoot, what is her name? Ellie Kemper. She was on like the later seasons of The Office. Ellie Kemper. They're all from the St. Louis area. And it's just so funny. Sometimes I listen to a podcast with Jenna Fisher, and it's just kind of comical to hear her say some of the things, because it's like, oh, you totally know. You're not just from the Midwest. You are from like my corner of the Midwest. And then they've interviewed Phyllis, or if you watch The Office, you'll catch it in Phyllis's accent and tone sometimes. But people around here, which I think is really funny too, because like when we lived in Minnesota, I had girls in the youth group who would constantly tell me they loved my Southern accent. Like I don't even have an accent. Like I sound like the people on like national news networks. I sound like the anchors on like CNN and NBC and Fox. Like that's what I sound like. Minnesotans, they eat their soup with a spoon and they go out in a boat. Or then you get the South where you got y'all, G, kind of stuff. Anyway, and I'm not making fun of the accents at all. I think it's cool how there's such an eclectic variance to the way Americans speak. That being said, I just thought it was funny that those three ladies on The Office are all from Missouri. Several of them from like, I think Jenna Fisher was from like Kirkwood or something like that. Not far. I don't know about Ellie Kemper, but I just thought it was kind of funny to hear them share that kind of stuff. Then I also think of, people around here. Some people around here do tend to have some kind of, they may have a little bit of a Southern drawl to some words they say. Like, what do you wash your dishes in? I wash my dishes in a sink, but I know many people in our area wash their dishes in a zinc. What's another one? No, that's just a word that's hard to say. I started following this girl on TikTok. She lives in the UK, and she does all of her videos are on trying American foods or like American snacks or candies, or talking about, or they have a washcloth, they wash their clothes, they wash their dishes. They go to Washington. That's not how it's spelled. Anywho, or she'll say like, she'll put the UK word for something on this side and she'll put the American word for something on this side. And then she'll like say them both and she'll like pick the one that she likes best. And a lot of times she picks the American version. Like, I can't remember what they call a washcloth in the UK, but it's not a washcloth. And so she compared the two and she was like, oh, definitely the American, a washcloth. That makes much more sense. That's exactly what it is. Well, we'll pray for you to find those friends, Zach, or Adir. I got an Adir. Mm-hmm. I don't think boys ever stop eating.
I'm just looking, man. He's just looking, man.
I'll be making dinner in like a half an hour.
Oh.
I think they're very interesting too. I always like to try to figure out where somebody's most likely from by listening to how they talk. He hasn't even opened the box yet. It's still in the bag. It's just on the floor next to him.
Oh.
That's it. A flannel. That's what she put on there, Norm. She put the UK version of that word. She put flannel. And the other side, she put, American and put washcloth. And she was like, washcloth. Washcloth makes much more sense than flannel. So I was like, flannel? Flannel's a type of material. Flannels are shirts that you wear. Flannel is what your pants are lined with for the winter time. Flannel. Flannel is what my sheets are made of. You know what I mean? I haven't watched American Idol and I couldn't even tell you how long it's been since I watched American Idol. But did you see Jamie Grace is going to be on American Idol? Jamie Grace. There's a whole thing because people were like, how could you be on American Idol when you've already had a recording contract? Well, she hasn't had a recording contract in about 6 or 7 years. And she's tried to produce music on her own and can't get labels or whatever to partner with her. So she's starting that way. She's doing it. She's trying through American Idol. More power to you, Jamie Grace. You guys know who Jamie Grace is? It's a beautiful day. Eh. I like Jamie Grace. I think she's cute.
Yeah.
She's a great role model for young ladies, for girls. Yeah, she didn't. Her audition did not make it to the like on television, but she did go. She went to Hollywood. She's going to Hollywood. So she said, yeah, if you go look at her Twitter or TikTok or Instagram, you'll see her explain it all. She got a golden ticket. So, is it raining again? Or are those leaves blowing? It's raining again. Yep. Well, let me say it this way. I don't watch it. So my understanding is the season just started, right? So she did audition. She passed the audition to go to Hollywood, but her audition is not what they're showing on, like they don't show everybody. Anyway, whatever. Yeah. I'll see. Because she hasn't been with Goatee Records for, I want to say it was like back in 2015 or 2016. I mean, it's been a few years. Because I didn't know that either. So when she started talking about it, I was like, well, that's interesting. And then I kind of did a little bit of research and was like, okay. Yep. As Hollywood Week continues, my time. Oh, nope. Here she just posted. This was from, when did she post this? 2 days ago. As Hollywood Week continues, my time on the show has come to an end. I wish you all could have seen my audition. I sang Hold Me, Breathe Deep, and Ray LaMontanya's Let It Be Me. And for Hollywood's Genre Challenge, I sang Callum Scott's You're the Reason, dedicated to Isabella, her daughter, her little girl. She said, I got to compete one-on-one against Ryan Seacrest in an trivia, and she won. She said, I did a lot of fun interviews about loving the show, my teen years, early 20s, topping Christian radio charts, and my life now as a wife and mom. I met a lot of amazing people, and I'm excited to see so many talented artists continue in the competition. It's hard to ask for a second chance, especially publicly. I was insecure about going on the show. I worried that many people who know my music from 7 to 10 years ago might think it was unfair, not knowing how hard it's been pursuing music independently. And when I was eliminated, I was embarrassed that people wouldn't have seen my journey as my trying to keep my career going, but instead see me as a failure. But ultimately, God was clear that this was a step worth taking, and his lead will always be the one I follow. I just really think she's just such a neat person. If you don't follow her, you should. I don't even care how old you are. Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. She shares it all there. Okay. Anyway, that was a rabbit trail. See, I told you I don't watch it, but I missed that post from her 2 days ago. Instagram doesn't do chronological anymore, and so it's easy to miss stuff on Instagram, and Facebook kind of does that too unless you go to most recent, and even then it's weird about how stuff shows up. That's why, I mean, TikTok does the same thing, but anyway, she's funny. Jamie Grace is. So, anything else you guys want to talk about that we haven't talked about? I watch the weirdo stuff like Masked Singer. Okay. Ah. Anything? You guys got nothing else to say? Do we need to go ahead and close in prayer? Can I ask you to keep praying for my friend Stacy? Lost her husband this week. I'd appreciate that. You guessed Kermit? Well, that wasn't really a card. I mean, this year or just was there another one another year? I can't remember. Cracked me up. Even my kid was like, that was weird when Kermit popped out this year. Yeah, they did. I didn't make a separate post. I just did a update comment on my post, Stacy. And I didn't share at that time because she hadn't posted a lot publicly, so I didn't share a lot publicly, but yeah, he committed suicide and they found him, and she hasn't shared more details than that, so I won't either, but not publicly anyway like this. She does have a job if she can get back here. And so she's working on finding a place to live back in this area, back in Illinois here. And so she can come back to her job here and try to pick up the pieces and carry on. This is not a good situation. So I mean, it's just devastating. I mean, loss is hard. Death is not easy. It can be very devastating in a family, period. When it's like this, you can't make sense of things like this. And, it's where I'm grateful that I'm not God. Not just for this, but I don't know all of the details, but mental illness is very real. It has a horrible stigma. And so people tend to hide things, you know. Um, and but she has a strong faith, and I think if she can get back here around what family she does have and the friends that she's had, you know, that are strong relationships, um, I think that will be catalyst for her healing. So I missed that, Mom, a few minutes ago. For those of you watching, Randy is my cousin. This day has been a day. Oh gosh. Okay. All right. Well, the only thing I can think to do right now is pray. Not gonna lie, this is where I wish we were in person doing this because I'd ask somebody else to pray. uh, yeah, you're right. Let's do that. Lord, we thank you. Your faithfulness and your goodness, even in the midst of the storm, God. You are the anchor that holds us steady. You are the voice that calms the winds and the sea, the rain and the thunder. You're in control. And I don't think that it was coincidence that the word you had for us as a church, Lord, on Sunday was hold on, help is on the way. That you are with us in the pit, that you go before us in all things, and that we can trust you and we can lean on you. And Father, there are just so many who need you today, more than I will probably remember to mention. And but you know them all. So we look to you and we call on your name to be wisdom, to be mercy and grace, to be peace, to be discernment, and to be the comforter, to be our healer and restorer, to strengthen what is weak, to strengthen what has been brought low, and to restore to your creation purposes. God, we ask you for strong relationships, and we praise you and we thank you, because as we're bringing these needs to you, we have to believe that you're already aware of them and that you're already at work towards each of them in a way that builds us up and makes us into who you've created us to be, but also brings you honor and glory. And so help us to trust the process and to believe in you and to believe on you for the answer that is best and right, not just the one that we think is good. We want what you want. We want your best. We want your right. Have your way, Lord. And again, we thank you because we know that you're at work, and we also give you praise for what you're doing in our church, God. You're stirring things up, and I believe that there's a shaking in the atmosphere that's happening, and you're creating and bringing something fresh and new and exciting. And I pray that we would all be open and receptive and excited to be a part of what you're doing. Lord, I pray your blessings over everybody who is watching and those who might watch later. We look forward to all you have for us in Jesus' name. Amen. All right. Have a great evening, everybody. That's a lot. This is a heavy way to end this week. I don't know what else to say. So, thanks for joining. And let me just give this quick little reminder that due to the funeral tomorrow morning for Rosemary, we are not doing a Forever Young service. We are encouraging our Forever Young crowd, if they are able to stop in at the funeral home at Irwin's tomorrow morning for the visitation. It starts at 10. The service starts at 11. It is limited capacity seating. But I think, yeah, I think it would just be really good and encourage John if as many of us who can go, at least stop in and to love on him and pay our respects to the family. So that's tomorrow morning. Okay. All right. Thanks, everybody. And we'll talk next time.